So 2 days ago, I talked about how USDT dominance is bullish. Yesterday, I talked about how I wanted alts to capitulate, and not hours later did alts capitulate. Now, I've gotten many thank yous and many good feedback regarding USDT dominance, but I've also gotten a lot of questions regarding USDT dominance. What is it? How does it work? And what am I looking for next? So I wanted to go over that in this video, and I'm going to keep it short. I'm going to keep it simple. But this USDT dominance, me being able to follow it and correctly analyze it, is what made me catch this short here, this short up here, this short up here. It's all about USDT dominance. So I'm going to show you what I'm expecting. I'm going to show you what the expectational order flow is. And I'm going to show you what, how do we interpret this? Now, this looks kind of crazy, okay? It looks kind of crazy, but I promise it's not, okay? We're going to go from left to right, and I'm going to make it very simple for the ones that don't understand structure quite as well as I do. That is not meant to be condescending. That is meant to be inspiring, okay? Let's keep it plain and simple. Let's start from the top. You know what? We're on the daily time frame, okay? We're looking at USDT dominance. Before we get to the technical analysis of it, for the ones that may not know, USDT dominance is an exact inverse correlation to the rest of the market. Why? Because when somebody sells their Bitcoin, or somebody sells their Ethereum coin, or somebody sells, whatever, Solana or Trump or whatever, they're usually going to sell it in USDT, which means if USDT dominance is increasing, that means more people are selling their crypto against USDT, meaning people are selling their Bitcoin and their Ethereum and their Solana, etc. Okay? So it's just an inverse correlation. It's kind of like the dollar, right? So this is a 7-year trend line that USDT dominance has been following for many, many years. Now, if we hide all the TA for just a moment, we can see that along this 7-year trend line, we had broken down from this 7-year trend line. And many people got very bullish in November. Obviously, with good reason, okay? In November, what did we have? We had the Trump election. We had, that's it, right? And everybody was super bullish. And it was really because USDT dominance ended up breaking this line. Now, what people stopped to pay attention to was, did we actually break out of this line? And we didn't, right? We didn't. We actually started to form a range, right? But we're not just within a little local range. We are within we are a range within a range. So let's pull our range. We have the low and we have the high, okay? This is your little range here. Wonderful. Now, for me, the way that I confirm an SFP, which is a swing failure pattern, which technically I don't think you can actually have in dominance. However, I still trade it the same. To me, there's still liquidity here, even though it's not necessarily liquidity. We trade it the same. For me to confirm this liquidity, or this SFP of this liquidity rather, I need to see some form of market structure flip on a lower term time frame. This is the daily time frame. And remember, we have our 7-year trend line here. So if you come down to the 4-hour time frame, for example, we are analyzing this little bit of price action, but we are keeping in the back of our mind that in our larger range, this was our low, okay? So this line is the low. So you swept the low, okay? And then you flipped structure bullishly. And that is this red drawing, right? This is what I have drawn on the red, okay? So your high time frame structure had flipped back to bullish. Once your high time frame structure flips bullish, the expectation, okay, it doesn't always happen, but the expectational order flow is higher low to then make a higher high. Okay, great. So that's on the 4-hour time frame, and that is your red drawing. How do we know where that higher low may come in? Because the higher low is not confirmed. This is not confirmed until you come back and you touch the high again. This is not confirmed. So how do you know? Well, you're going to come on a smaller term time frame, perhaps a mid time frame like the yellow pull, and you're going to look for the same thing. You're going to look for this market structure flip. Okay, so what do we have over here? You have high, you have low, you have lower high, you have lower low, SFP. So that was the first, okay, pay attention. And then you have up and then break. So now I'm already expecting this low to hold because your internal structure had flipped bullish. Okay, your swing structure had flipped bullish. And then now we need to see, is this internal structure going to hold? Okay, and that we're going to do the exact same thing with our blue structure. Okay, with our blue structure. So what do we have on the blue? You have high, you have low, you have lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low SFP. And this is when I made that video. We were right here. We flipped this bullish. This is when I made the video, and I showed you guys in the video, I believe it was yesterday, to the Nexus. I've been updating them the whole way, every step of the way on this move. And I was like, guys, you have to be very careful. Everything is aligning for USDT dominance to pump. Okay. Now, why is this significant where we're at? Number one, if we're trading this as a range, which we just, went over how we're going to do that, we have a lot of liquidity to the upside. We confirmed this SFP and the technical target for this SFP. Nothing happens 100% certainty, but the technical target, if you SFP one side, you're going to rotate to the other side. That's just how ranges work for the most part, right? Now you're going to stack your confluences and, you know, what are we looking at? So it's important for that reason. And it's also important for the reason of this 8 or 7 year trend line. Okay. This green trend line is very important. Many people, like I said, got very excited. And what happened in November? It was the Trump pump and all that. It was like it was literally just straight up. And we've been talking about that for quite some time. So I'm going to tell you the update that I told the Nexus today. Okay. First of all, before we get to that, Bitcoin is back at $102,000. I did give the long setup yesterday in the Nexus. I did not take the trade. Why did I not take the trade? Because I was going to sleep. It was 11 p.m. It was a crazy day. I took profits on the shorts already. And because I was going to sleep and I wasn't able to watch it, the only structure that we had to work with was a 2-minute market structure flip at the low. And I didn't feel comfortable longing while going to sleep on a 2-minute confirmation. What I preferred was to range a little bit more on the lows. But as we know, hail as old as this bull run, they never, ever, ever punish the bulls. Geo, what do you mean? This was the biggest liquidation in the history. Yeah, alts got liquidated. I don't see Bitcoin. I mean, we didn't even come and touch the range low. And like I said, when you deviate the range high, you will likely rotate to the range low. So I'm going to give you a little clue. I am looking for shorts, but I mean, obviously we're at the premium of the range again. USDT dominance. What's going on? So when you get a break like this, right, we use the yellow, which is your mid time frame, and we use the light blue, which is your low time frame or your fractal structure, to follow the red structure, right? We're following the red structure. So now if we add the red structure, what do we have? You have a break of structure, no different. Well, actually it's an SFP on the 8-hour time frame, which is valid. It's a valid SFP on the 8-hour time frame. So it's not a break yet. It's not a break yet. Okay. It's not a break yet. Now, if you are going to hold this level, okay, this is very important. If you're going to hold this level, you're going to hold it in the range that we're in right now. Okay. You're going to hold it right here, which is where we're coming to. So I want to tell you what I told the Nexus this morning. I told the Nexus this morning, I'm like, okay, guys, listen, USDT dominance obviously had a pump and now it's getting its pullback. On the 8-hour time frame, it's an SFP. Okay. 12-hour, it's an SFP, and it is valid high time frame SFP. On the 4-hour, it's a break, right? I'm not going to sit here and predict whether or not this is going to hold. That's a sucker's game. There's no point in doing that. Why would I predict it when I can just react to it? So what am I looking for now? The same thing that we did here after we broke here, we're going to play the exact same game. We're going to watch our yellow or mid time frame structure. And if you get this on the mid time frame, this is telling you that this order block is going to hold. So what did I tell the Nexus this morning? I said, guys, enjoy this pump. For the ones that took the long, because I didn't take it, enjoy it. Great. I didn't think we were going to come up this high this fast. I have levels up here. Nonetheless, that's not the point. Enjoy it. But pay attention to this because everything is making sense right now. You have a potential SFP. If it doesn't give you this structure flip that I just drew out for you, then it's probably going to come to the low. And then things are going to continue to pump, especially the altcoins, right? Altcoins capitulated yesterday. Like I said, I wanted them to yesterday. And then hours later, it did. Why? Because of USDT dominance. So this is, in my opinion, the telltale sign. You know, right again, everybody thinks we're so back. Again, everybody is super bullish. Now, I'm going to be very honest. I'm not surprised that alts capitulated. That's why I said it yesterday. I'm surprised that Bitcoin didn't go lower. I am very surprised at that. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm still looking for swing shorts. You're at the high of the range. You should be looking for swing shorts. And is it over? Are we out of the woods yet? I'm not so sure. We could be, but I'm not so sure. So with that being said, how are we going to know? How are we going to monitor it? This is how we're going to monitor it. If you get a structure flip here, you have to be cautious. So we've been nonstop up now for a day. My nose is itchy. We've been nonstop up only now for a day. And it can't go up forever. Eventually it's going to stop. Picking my nose on YouTube. Eventually it's going to stop. And when it stops, we need to watch this. If you come into this zone, which is 4.15% and 3.9%, and you get this flip, be cautious. Because this flip is telling you, like it told you here, that your high or low on the red structure, your high time frame structure might be in, and you might be coming up for another higher high. Okay? You might be coming up for another higher high. What's another reason we can come up? Your order flow objective, as far as I'm concerned, wasn't hit yet. Now remember, this SFP that got confirmed is actually telling you that you're going to come up to 6.77. Do I think you're going to come to 6.77? I have no idea. Just like I can't predict if this level is going to hold, I can't predict if this level is going to reject. That's a sucker's game. Why would I do that? Answer is I wouldn't, right? So if I see this flip here, then I'm going to expect dominance to pump again. And remember this 7-year trend line. So, you know, we can sit here and say everybody's bullish and everything is bullish and the tariffs this and the tariffs that. How come I was positioned before the tariffs were announced? How come I knew about this pullback on dominance before Trump started to halt the tariffs? It's not news driven. Just watch USDT dominance. And if you know how to watch it and you know what's going on, then you can have a good idea as like on the market as a whole, right? So let's just say that we do get a pump again. Do I expect alts to come back to their lows that went yesterday? I mean, I can't say yes and I can't say no. They could. I'm not going to sit here and say that they can't, right? I'm not going to sit here and cry like a baby like everybody else and say, oh, this is manipulation. I didn't think it was possible for alts to go that low. What do you mean? They just went back to their lows from like 3 months ago. Like, what are you talking about, right? So, you know, do I think that they'd go back to those lows? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. Do I think that this might be a catalyst for Bitcoin to finally get, not necessarily its capitulation, but its large move to the downside? Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? We know that Bitcoin has not had a pullback for quite some time now. For 2 years, in fact. So that's USDT dominance, right? And you could do the same with USDC dominance, although USDT is more prominent. And apparently, as I learned today, I didn't even know this, but there's a ticker for USDT plus USDC dominance. Anyways, that's not important. If you just watch USDT dominance, you could have a good idea as to what the market's doing. We're at this 7-year trend line. So I encourage you to follow the structure. Watch the structure. I told the Nexus, I have a Nexus course that's included in the memberships, and the modules for the market structure is already out. So I told the Nexus, I'm like, guys, this is a picture perfect model right now. This is the most beautiful market structure that you could practice. And I told them, I'm like, go draw it. Even though, because I've been updating them and they have all the pictures and stuff. I told them, I'm like, go draw this exact thing. Practice it. This is what you need to practice. And they're doing it. You know, this is how you're going to get better. But anyway, quick tangent there. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for right now. So pay attention to dominance, because although you SFP'd the high, and actually, let me give a case for how dominance could be bearish. Remember, if you SFP one side, you're likely going to come to the other side. And we do have what I would consider, I'm not going to be biased in one direction. You do have what I would consider liquidity on the lows. Okay? So could you fail that zone and then come back and attack this low? Absolutely you can. And if you do that and you SFP the low again, are you going to rotate back to the high? Very likely you will. So you see how it's if-then scenarios? You know, if this zone fails, then you're probably coming for this. If you SFP that, you're probably going to rotate back up to that. If it does this, if it does that. Anyways, that's USDT dominance. If you guys have any questions regarding anything that I just went over, please let me know in the comments down below. If you like the comment, or if you like the content, please hit the like button with the notification bell so that the next time dominance is doing something like this, you're notified when I make a video about it and you don't get absolutely liquidated like the masses did. Okay? I didn't know. No one in the Nexus got liquidated. I didn't get liquidated. I made a lot of money yesterday. You know? So, yeah, if you like the content, hit the like button. If you love it, hit the subscribe button. If you're interested in joining the Nexus, where you do get my calls, multiple updates per day, things like this that the YouTube doesn't get. I don't have the time to bring it to YouTube in time. And the Nexus trading course, the link for that is in the description down below. My friends, have an amazing week. Happy Monday. I hope you survived, genuinely. If you lost tomorrow, or if you didn't lose that much, consider it a win. If you lost, consider it a lesson. Get back on the horse. It's all good. Patience pays.